Let's learn how to stitch this type of a bag. First you have to get ready with the pattern of your bag. Using suitable fabric, you have to cut them. First we'll do with the back panel. This is how you have to make the drawstring loop. Here I am showing you how to fold it. This is the back panel, so therefore as I am showing you here, 1/4 inch you have to fold, and then this way you have to stitch along with the edge by gauging the foot. Next you have to mark the front panels. You have to keep 1 inch space in your loop. So the front panel, this way you have to again fold and starting from the middle, leaving 1 inch at the middle. The other 2 sides you have to stitch the loop for your bag front panel. Now you can see there's a space to pass the fabric cord. This is how we are stitching the loops, and now we are going to stitch the side seams. So the front and back panels drawstring loops have done, so keep them into good side to good side and then stitch, leaving the loop width you have to keep the space and stitch. Now the middle part you have to attach with the front and back panels. Before that you have to put the notch marks according to your pattern. You have to put some cut marks, and next you have to keep the good side to good side of the middle parts and stitch by 1/2 inches. In your pattern they have mentioned the side seams, and now the middle part and the front and back panels we have to attach together. So that also you have to keep the good side to good side of middle part and the front or back panel. From any panel you have to start and stitching. Next you have to keep 1/2 inch seam allowance and stitch this way. Now it's done. So again you know that there's another side seam we have to finish, so fold it. Now again you have to leave the loop side. You have to keep it keep the space to pass the fabric cord, and then next at the bottom of the loop, as I'm showing you here, starting from below of your loop, put a back stitch and sew it. Next we are going to attach the bottom part. You need to cut 2 panels to make the bottom part strong, and then that also you have to keep the cut marks according to your pattern. And for the side seam you have to pin your pattern, as I'm showing you here, that when you are pinning the patterns together, that will be easy for you to stitch it. So this way you can, if you are a beginner to sewing, you can first you can pin your bottom panel with the front and back panels around the bottom panel, square shape. It's looking like this, and starting you can start your start stitching, and before ending it you can leave 1/2 inches and then put your needle down and turn your fabric, then stitch it. Again when you are stopping, before that you have to leave 1/2 inch and put your needle down, then again turn your fabric. That is how you have to turn the fabric. Please follow the video instructions properly, then it would be easy for you to finish this work. So now the bottom part has done. At the edges you can put some cut marks at the corners, from the corners, and here how it looks now. So then you can turn it into the good side. Now it looks like this. So let's see how to make the handle ruffle. You have to cut according to the pattern. You can cut the fabric according to the length and the width it's given in this pattern, and so now good side to good side you have to keep your fabric and fold this piece of ruffle handle fabric piece and stitch along with the with gauging 1/2 inches. Stitch along with the gauge, and next you can pin using a pin. You can turn it into the good side. Turn that loop or the handle, you can turn it into good side and keep the stitched part into the middle of one side like that, and you can press. Next you can use a hard material, something which would be benefit for you to make a strong handle. So then here I am using a stip tape. You can use any material which is suitable for your handle, and that also you can use in a pin. You can pass it on with this ruffle loop. So the length of this hard stip tape is same length as per the drawstring cord pattern, according to that pattern, and the end of your handle you have to finish it off like this. Fold in the fabric and put a stitch, and then the ruffle you can make it according to your interest. Manually you can make the ruffle handle nicely, and from this point the middle here, this way you have to turn your handle, place it like that, and stitch as I'm showing you in this video. You have to follow the steps. First you have, if you are a beginner, you can pin this handle to the bag body part, and then you can stitch like this way. When you are turning your stitch, you have to put your needle down, and then the fabric you can turn. Next you can stitch. That is how you have to turn when you are stitching anything. If you want to turn your stitch, first you have to put down your needle and then turn the fabric. Next only you have to start stitching. So be careful. You have to keep your ruffle nicely, and by making them very nicely with using your hands, you can stitch like this way. So these steps you can follow for the other side of your handle also. In this point you have to be very careful not to stitch your loop. No, don't stitch on your loop. If not, if you have stitched it, the drawstring fabric cord would not be able to pass through the loop. So therefore be careful not to stitch on the loop. and next you can finish all around the width of your handle. You have to stitch like this way. Now you can follow the same steps to the other side also and finish your stitching. So next we'll see how to fold the drawstring fabric cord 1/4 of inches. You can fold from both sides and then fold it into 2. So now it looks like 1/2 inch cord. You will be received 1/2 inch wide cord. So finish stitching and then you can insert it using a pin. You know that in front panel we have kept a small space. From that part you have to take it out your fabric cord through that point. From the front panel you have to take both cords out of your bag. This way you have to put your fabric, and you know that from 2 sides we have left some space in that from by that loop side. So therefore you can use manual needle and manual stitch. You can use in the manual stitch. You can cover that small space within the both sides. We have left a small space in the loops part, and that opening part you can stitch using manual stitches. Just close that openings, then only your cord will be passed through it. And now at the front you can make the knot. I have made this video before attaching the handle, so that's why it looks without the handle. Now you can see how it finished. So just try and see. Thank you for watching.